Hello and welcome to a new Let's Play. We'll be playing through Suguri, and I'm just gonna be quiet for a minute or two while the introduction plays. It's really good. And we're back. Suguri is a game developed by Orange Juice, the same company that did 100% Orange Juice. This was one of their first games, I believe, released in 2006, so graphics might not be up to par to what you're used to in this current day and age, but you shouldn't really judge a book by its cover. This is it's like a bullet hell type of game, similar to Toho and such. But whereas Toho is more of a horizontal, a vertical game, Suguri is of the horizontal variety. So, in it, you play as Suguri, obviously, but to add variety, you can choose between two weapons during your play. And here are the two default weapons you start with. The beam rifle, the game's basic weapon. It's powerful and quick, so it's very user-friendly. It spreads if you fire while dashing. And the bazooka, a high-power attack that damages around your target. It has a big delay and can be destroyed by enemies. Power rises at point blank. So, we're gonna start with these default weapons. But I'll probably showcase the other weapons sometime during the Let's Play. So, there are a lot of mechanics we should talk about, and we're just gonna start stage 1 easy. So, let's just get over the mechanics. Let me shoot these, get out of the way. So, on the top left, you see your user interface. Your score, self-explanatory. The blue bar is your health. You have 1 life, so if your health goes from 100 to 0, you lose. There's no second tries, so this game's very punishing in that regard. The meter at the left, the semicircular meter, is your hyper attack meter. Once you fill that up through attacking enemies or dashing through energy projectiles, I should say, then you'll gain enough meter to use a hyper attack, and I'll go over those shortly. And then finally, the heat is it's a simple display of how long you've been dashing, essentially. The maximum heat you can have is 300%, and Orange Juice players should know heat 300% is the trap card from 100% Orange Juice that lowers your defense by 2. And of course, this is a reference to this game, because I believe the higher heat you are, the more damage you take if you get hit. But don't quote me on that. Again, I'm not a manual reader. This is all just through observations and such. So those are the simple mechanics. This game is a lot about dodging rather than aiming, and for that reason, you have this lock-on mechanic. Is that you automatically lock on to the closest enemy, and then whatever weapon you fire, you will attack the locked-on target. You can change the lock-on target. There are buttons for that, but as a newbie such as myself, I'm just gonna rely on automatic lock-on to carry me. So let's just go through the story. They're hostile. This looks like there'll be more trouble than I thought. And the last thing we should talk about is dashing. And when you dash, you'll have these rainbow-colored circles around you. And obviously, that's another reference to 100% Orange Juice. Or 100% Orange Juice references this, because rainbow-colored circle in that game gives you plus evasion. When you evade, you're immune to energy projectiles, but the physical projectiles will still hit you. And when you dash through these energy projectiles, you will charge your hyper meter. And you see my hyper meter is currently 1. That means I have enough stored for 1 hyper attack. Although, probably not worth it using it right now. I'm just gonna clear the weak enemies and wait for the boss to showcase the hyper attack. And you'll see when you get hit by either energy or physical projectiles, you'll be shielded briefly. You'll take damage, but during that time, you'll have a brief invincibility period where you don't take any damage. So here is a mini-boss. The format of these stages is that you go through the stage, there'll be a mini-boss, and then you'll fight the actual boss. And I'm showcasing here, you can indeed go through these energy projectiles. And when you go through energy projectiles, while dashing, you gain charge, and I've mentioned this before, it's the charge that allows you to use hyper attack. So I'm gonna press the hyper attack button. The hyper attack depends on what weapon you have, so it'll default to your weapon A hyper attack. So since I have the beam rifle, my hyper attack is the giant laser beam. But say I press the bazooka button. Oh, excuse me, that was a pretty bad press. Let's just get into good position, press, and then, yeah, then it'll switch to the bazooka hyper attack. And hyper attacks are not only good offensively, but also defensively, because when you use them, you're immune for the duration that it's being used. So, say you're in a sticky situation, like so, you can use your hyper attack to essentially tank the damage that's coming your way, and then survive that. So you can see we haven't been playing too well, and that's just indicative of me talking while playing. And this is actually the first time I've been on the stage 1 long enough to hear like the entire song, so I'm just really appreciating the great soundtrack it has. So I think it's about time we finish off this boss. And, one thing I've neglected to mention is that while you're dashing, some weapons have different attacks. You see, the beam rifle does these 3 multi-shots when you dash and fire at the same time. They do less damage, but allows for a lot of versatility because you can dodge while attacking. I suppose if all 3 of them hit, they'll do more damage than the singular hit. Excuse me again for my poor play. I'm not really good at this game, as you can tell. So we've done stage 1, and here is gonna be the stage 1 boss, Saki. Oh, they said this planet was cold, but it's so hot here. A person, and they're flying? Now, I've been spotted? Who are you? And what are those machines? Why are they attacking? She's saying something. Let's get a translator. Les here? Hi there, can you understand me? Yep. Good. We're, you see, currently investigating. Investigating? Whether or not we can live on this planet. But wow, I didn't think there would be people here. No, this isn't what I expected. Is it inconvenient for you if people are already here? Oh, well, you see, they were told to eliminate all natives if any existed. And it turned out we could communicate, so it's a shame. Please die. Like hell I will. So, bosses generally have, it's a few attacks that you should, memorize, and, probably die a lot in the beginning until you memorize these patterns and learn how to evade them. So Saki has this has physical like bowling pin, I guess, projectiles, and as well as missiles. So they also have these yellow and blue shots, and the energy ones you can obviously dash through them. It's just the bowling pins and the missiles that you should try to evade. Like so. Saki generally isn't a very hard boss once you learn these patterns. The bosses have 3 health bars worth of life, and once a life bar is depleted, they'll go on to the 2nd stage and then the 3rd stage of the boss, and this just means that they'll add 1 or 2 more attacks into their rotation. So, as mentioned before, this is a rather easy boss. All you really have to pay attention to is the physical projectiles at the 1st stage of this boss. I just focus on shooting, mainly, and then do a little bit of dodging when things get a bit too cluttered. Just dodge during these circular spreads. Wary of the bowling pins. Once we get to the blue bar of health, then she'll do her, I guess her signature attack, as you would put it, and that's indicated by that sound and animation. And Saki's signature attack is simply a giant blue, white, yellow ball. It's not too big of a deal as long as you continuously dash through it. But if you get hit by it, it'll hurt a lot. So, if you're planning on getting hit, I would just run into a missile instead. We're just about done with this boss here, but I ran into a missile and died. So, we're gonna do stage 1 again. And I'm kind of glad we're going to do stage 1 again because I forgot to talk about the story. Suddenly, many shadows appeared in the sky. It wasn't rain or thunder, nor did it appear to be a flock of birds. Suguri set out to discover the truth. So now that I don't have to spend time explaining the mechanics of the game, I can just focus on playing the game and explaining the best strategy for I guess beginners who are trying to beat the game. So stage 1 is rather easy. Wait for the enemy to appear on screen, and then the crosshairs will go onto them. Then you can simply fire your weapon, and then these sentinels are one-shots. If you time it correctly, the missile enemies won't fire a missile at you because you killed them too fast. So, let's do some simple dodging here. For this part of the stage, it's recommended to not really do much dashing because it's really not necessary. And these ones are a little bit harder because they are a lot more mobile, so probably not going to be able to destroy all of them, but that's not too big of a deal if you're just trying to beat the game and not trying to score attack. I'm a beat the game type of guy rather than a score attack type of guy. So as you can see, the physical projectiles can be destroyed by other physical projectiles, so you can use your own bazooka to destroy the things that are coming at you. But then it's a mutual relationship because you won't be able to attack the boss, and they won't be able to attack you. So it's really the energy projectiles is where it's at. For this mini boss, it's rather easy if you understand the dashing mechanic. Just dash through the energy projectiles, and then avoid the physical ones, either by destroying them yourself or just simply dodging them. And the second part of the stage is a little bit harder, but not too big of a deal thanks to the automatic tracking. These missile launchers get KO'd by I believe one bazooka shot or 3 mini shots. So a good strategy against them is fire one of your regular beam rifle shots to destroy the physical projectile, and then fire off a bazooka right afterwards to destroy them. So now we're gonna fight Saki again. And you can hold the X if you don't want to read the dialogue. And that'll be very useful when you're trying to like continuously fight the bosses to understand their patterns. So, dodge the spread shots. And one thing that's important to keep in mind is you're vulnerable while shooting, so pick good times to shoot, essentially. And one more thing is that the boss themselves will not actually hurt you if you contact them, unless the boss does a physical attack that involves contact. So you can do some stupid stuff like this, but in the harm difficulties, it's not really that stupid because it allows you to charge your hypermeter very fast. Because the more projectiles you dodge through, the faster that meter will charge. And Saki isn't really a boss worth using the hyper attacks on. But if you're a beginner at this game, then you might want to use your hyper attacks as essentially a fail-safe to dodging a tricky attack. This can get a little tricky, but again, just dodge the physical attacks, and you should be good. And it's unfortunate there's no after boss defeat dialogue, which has an implication that you actually kill the character, but probably not the case because the characters appear in a future game, so probably just get defeated or like get shut down for a little bit, and at the end you'll get your results. So you'll get your score, armor bonus, time bonus, and damage bonus. Honestly, I'm not really sure what armor bonus is. Maybe it's how many shots you avoid using your hyper or such. But yeah, this will be stage 1 of Suguri on easy, and probably only gonna do the easy scenario. You can watch normal and hard on other channels, but I just wanted to do this game because of Orange Company's roots, and to explain some of the references that you're gonna see in 100% Orange Juice. So until next time, where we'll do Suguri Stage 2. Let's see. Yeah. Until next time, thanks for watching. Castella out.